An old man wearing tracksuit trousers leans on the frame stock of his rifle. He gathers a big ball of spit in his mouth, then spits it out into the extinguished fire before him. He raises his black eyes, hooded by creased eyelids, to meet
Someone that
yours.
used to work with the commander, right? The colonel, or whatever his rank.
Unclouded by cataracts, his eyesight is sharp.
It's the fire guy. He sits by the fire. You're the fire guy?
The what now? I can't hear you.
Did you recently tell the two kids, the twins, to put out their fire?
I may have. All sorts of little rats have come sniffing around, trying to give up the position. Fire guy. Regressive bourgeoisie henchman. Can't even talk like a grown-up.
You've retained your eyesight.
My eyesight? Yes. Helps me see all the shit.
Did you close the blast door?
I did. And you opened it. How?
Fueled the generator and used the console.
I should have burned that console down.
How did you know I was coming?
Reactionary rock and roll music. Playing on the water.
I told you not to play shitty rock.
You didn't say that, Kuno. You weren't even on the boat.
Fucking old man. Couldn't keep us rocking.
Technically, this wasn't traditional rock. It was more independent
It
melodic.
wasn't rock and roll. It was sad FM.
Sad FM, huh? I always hated that station. Phlegmatic, counter-revolutionary dirges. Sadness is a mental illness. A weapon of the bourgeoisie. The fascists were right about rock and roll. It is degenerate. Hip gyrating, mental illness music.
Nice gun you got there.
It's not nice. It's a piece of shit. But it gets the job done.
At a Bell McGrave.
It's a 3-Angong 446.
Southeast Samarin made. Exotic. Must be defunct too. No modern rifle manufacturer of that name springs to mind.
Whoa! Massive gun!
It was sent to us by our brothers in the Signal commune. Military aid.
It has stayed true to him. He can still make it sing.
The Signal commune.
You heard me. It's good now. Like chalk wiped from the board.
He's right. Almost no one remembers there was a third metastasis of the world revolution in the Safre Empire, extinguished in 06.
It's not wiped from board. I remember it.
They wouldn't like hearing their name in your mouth. Damn dog.
I'm going to stay true to you. Mine has stayed true to me.
Yes, I bet you've killed a lot of people with it. You fascist fuck. Have you come to make me one of them?
His left eye twitches. With what? Fear? Rage?
Fuck yeah, this is happening!
Kuno. Oh, man.
Like an untrained fighter, he leans forward, back hunched, ready to spring.
Keep the gun. Keep it down. Not one move.
The fuck? No fucking way. Not on Kuno's life.
No, Kuno, don't do
Officer
it.
Kuno's got his Keel 89 pointed at your fucking head, and he is gonna blow it clean off if you don't drop your weapon right now.
Even with the intensity he's putting in those words and the fidgeting in his pocket, the kid is unconvincing.
Disarmed by a kid. To hell with it. It's a walking stick anyway. It's out of bullets.
He stares on, his wrinkled mouth moving without a sound. A strange sadness, like a song.
Let it be.
The old man pulls back the hood of his plastic cape and looks up into the sky.
Pick up the gun.
His gaze follows your motions. The rifle feels surprisingly light in your hand. Frame stocked and patched in places with tape and wire. Still warm from his parched hands. Not the metal. The metal is ice cold. This weapon has been modified several times.
Inspect it closer. Yep.
The rifle's in a shabby state, like a crutch that's seen too much travel. Hieroglyphs are embossed into the forearm, made of walnut. They say Triangong 4.46, Sin Yao Commune, for Safre and for all mankind.
Good. I know, Saray.
Super cool. What's it say?
Safre and all for mankind.
That's what the little guys told us. Every day at 4 o'clock in the morning, they go on and on about their Safri, their mankind, and Mazov. Those men were commandos. They weren't shit on a stick like us. They were small and...
Look at the butt of the gun. On the butt, you see Vespertine writing, burnt into the wood. Triangong, 4.46 millimeter, made in Sinyao.
Rifle's been patched and modified several times.
Looks like old shit.
4.46 millimeter. That's really small. That's why the mortician said that's not a whether they couldn't see it. It's a really small bullet.
The old man does not answer. He just stares in front of him.
It's as he said. It's a triangong.
This guy smoked a lot of people with this, huh?
No response from the old man.
Use
The
jacketed
plastic cape
ammunition.
around his shoulders
4.46.
rustles
No,
in a small bout of
4.46
wind.
inch. No, that's a thing. That's a quote. 4.46 millimeter. Yeah, 4 inches huge. Never mind. 4.46. Stow the gun.
The old man keeps following your motion with his gaze. His right arm twitches suddenly. Some kind of involuntary response. Something is slightly off with his motorics. This looked very much like the murder weapon. It could be used against him to get a confession. In time.
Who are you?
My name is Josef Lilianovich Dross. Political Commissar of the 114th Anti-Aircraft Division of the 4th Army of the Commune of Revachol. I am a deserter, a partisan, and a prisoner of war. This is my termless surrender.
There, behind them, across the delta, the Insacom building. Coalition government in Cylindian mission control.
Wait. Like the fucking ancient army.
Yeah. I see him. It's an Indian Citizens Militia.
Yes, recruited from Jamrock in 07. Trained in the École de Contrôle Arion. Consigned to emergency
me check
defense
around.
duties in 08.
Yeah, it is small, right? But I guess that's also like it had changed with the The blast cap, right? I mean, something that's smaller provides more pressure at the same speed. No, force with the same force has more pressure. So you need to have it going faster because it has less mass.
I left my unit on the eve of the landing. When I returned here on May 14th, the commune had fallen. Still armed and ideologically trained, I wrote a criticism of myself and resumed partisan duties.
51 minus 8 equals 43.
Been on this island for 43 years?
No.
Oh.
I've been on other islands, too. I was an resurrection until they turned it into a spa in 18. Then I was an E-48, a nameless sound, until the sea washed over it. Then I came back here. That was 22 years ago.
You said you deserted your unit?
I was just 16 years old. 15 when I volunteered. I had a lapse of faith. And of courage, too. Well done. I won't explain it to a minion of capital.
What is this place, this island?
It's not an island, Dwight. It's a defensive fortification of the commune of Revachol. And I am its last surviving defender.
What was it used for?
The congenitally deformed King Philip II built it to restrict access to the Bay of Revachol. We captured it in '02, retrofitted the fort with an AA gun to defend against an airborne landing. Against the whole world.
Landing. Retaking of Revachol.
Coalition military called it Operation Deathblow. I later found out on the radio they called it Deathblow. You're one of them. Tell me, who speaks like that? We had 50 million people on Caillou alone.
First off, I'm not one of them.
Sure you are. You're RCM. Answer me. Who calls an operation against 50 million people Deathblow?
Coalition military?
Iblis.
Iblis.
The black-eyed angel.
Shaitan Ahura, the darkened one.
How have you survived all this time?
How does anyone survive? I steal.
What?
Supplies, vegetables. I collect rainwater. It's the life of a dog, not a human being.
How's your health?
I've been throwing up blood since winter. Red, like beetroot. Been passing it in stew, too.
He does seem frail, gaunt for his age. More like 75 than 65. Trouble putting on weight could mean cancer.
Kuno's dad has this shit. Wine belly. The cops can take care of this, right? Medicine shit. With, like, facilities.
Yeah, it might be serious. Police need medical services. You need to be looked over. Police can give you medical services.
I need to die. You don't have medical facilities. You have guns. That's all they give you. Toy guns.
It's a serious situation. Toy guns. need to be looked over and we can do it.
There's nothing to look over. The triage is in, and it's black. Administer morphine. Moribund.
We have Dramamine. Other opioid-based painkillers, you must be in pain.
I have been running out of that stuff.
How have you coped mentally?
I haven't. I have holes in my brain. Years missing. Others filled with pain only. A decade of...
His eyes roll into his skull and back.
I don't even know what. Inferno?
We noticed Kuno's going to say something.
Kuno could do this shit. Live all alone like this. Kuno could hack it.
Good, Kuno. Be that. I saw the traitors of this city turn the lights back on. More and more each year. Ruins glittering in the dark like a fucking merry-go-round. It's disgusting.
Have you concealed yourself all these years?
It was hard in the Thames. I didn't have partisan training. They were searching for stragglers, those bloodhounds. Floodlights on the water at night.
What was it like?
What was it like? There was hope. A little hope. They needed to snuff it out. Martinez and Coal City were turned to dust. But Jamrock, Forburg, even Coron, and Boogie Street, of course. Those fucking kips had Krasmasov coursing in their veins. And others too. Some cordons of Revachol was still fighting. There were cells. I tried to contact them. Soon they all went silent. The frequencies dead.
How do you get here between here and the mainland? Probably the raft.
At night, I used a dinghy. I only went after dark then. When I got to the city, I stayed underground. Patrols, you lot, the commons too. They'd started snitching.
So in the city you'd move underground.
From bunker to bunker. Not anymore. No one cares now. I don't even have to hide. They think I'm another antisocial vagrant. I could walk straight into that town if I wanted. I just...
Why don't you just walk there?
I don't want to. They're all traitors. Pigs, rabbits, and dogs. Men without ideals are only animals.
A weapons cache under St. Ghislaine 22B. In the basement. Have you been there?
So you finally found it. There must have been a small squadron's worth of arms in there. Elmer Graves, right?
Yeah, damage beyond use.
I know.
So you've been there.
Sleeping. Some nights. Ammo
That's
scrounging
the
on
noise
others.
that What's-Her-Face would have
Those
been hearing.
graves were shit, even before they corroded. Some had bullets in the chamber, however.
You feel the dots connecting. Little dots on the map he's walked across.
There's a small bunker under the Feld building. You stayed there?
The propaganda bunker. I used to, but not anymore.
Propaganda bunker.
They stored leaflets there. Broadcasting equipment, too. Made broadcasts, I think. Propaganda officers. I buried them with their leaflets. They killed themselves. 2 young boys.
Killed themselves.
A lot of our boys did. I spent some winters there. Never liked it. Kept thinking of them. No need to go underground anymore. It's better in the ruins, on the ground.
Tell me another thing.
The old man looks across the water at the city, the ruins, the motorways rising above it.
Again, you've been hiding here for 43 years.
43 years and 10 months.
That's steadfast.
It's not how a human being should live. But I had to. I couldn't just forget. I couldn't just forget what I saw.
What have you been doing all this time?
Hiding, fishing, waiting.
Where the afternoon grows late, on Rue de Saint-Ghislain, people walk home. Street lights will soon be lit. Further inland, the streets are alive with workers, men, women, children, street hawks and migrant laborers. The temperature is steady. Alto cumulus clouds form above Precinct 41.
Always waiting.
For what?
For her to return.
Who?
Girl, child, revolution.
It's not what people are planning, dude.
I am not a fool. I know. The material base for an uprising has eroded. The working class has betrayed mankind. The historic opportunity for a revolution has passed. It will not come back anymore, however hard I try, whatever I do.
And you said this is your termless surrender?
You're with the RCM, the coalition-appointed mob that enforces bourgeois morals in Revachol.
I'm not coalition appointed. I just try to help people.
You're the RCM. You represent the Moralist International, the enemies of humanity who took this city. I represent their adversary, le Parti Communiste d'Insolande. Take me to them as a prisoner of war. I have relinquished my weapon. I can no longer serve. No superiors can relieve me of my duty. You bulldoze them all to a mass grave for trying to free humanity.
A spray of blood from his mouth on the black charcoal in the fire pit. Rene, the royalist on the coast, said,
The Communards signed the Revacholian Instrument of Surrender.
Liberal reactionaries signed that instrument. Traitors who should have been burned alive.
Is that why you've been here for 43 years?
Communist Party.
Because the party didn't surrender?
he just wipes the blood from his chin.
Honourable.
Honor is a feudal atavism. My motive is class.
So you're a communist soldier from the communist army?
No, I am not a soldier. I am an ideological officer. I belong to the party, not the army.
You said you were trained and assigned to the Defense Corps.
Trained in historical materialism, then assigned as a political commissar by the party. These things used to mean something.
What does a political commissar do?
The old man does not answer. He tilts his silver head and looks at the reeds. You see a small tremor pass through his legs.
My pig asked you a question. Quit spazzing out and tell him about the...
Kid doesn't get to finish his sentence?
Scientific communism. A commissaire politique is a knight philosopher of the revolution, a future human.
Awakened from shutdown by the promise of ideology,
That means you're a trained communist, right?
he nods slowly. Then another tremor.
I'm a moralist.
No, you're not. You're part of the meat shield. The human shield that surrounds the fascists while they kill and rape. That's what you are.
The old man spits into the fire pit. He does not say anything more. A jitter passes his lower body.
I got another serious question for you.
There's nothing serious in this world. It's a farce.
What have you been using this gun for?
I've used it for killing people.
Even the kid can smell it.
Killing people? Like straight offing them?
It's a gun. That's what they're for. You want a moralist euphemism? Defending your family and your property. I haven't done that. I've used it to kill people.
You mean like lately? After the war?
There is no after the war. Class war is never over.
So he's continued killing after hostilities ended. Okay. This is it. You can feel it, like battery acid on the tip of your tongue. Something you haven't felt in a while. But,
But what? No time.
of course, you're on the trail now. Move in. For the kill. Go in straight. No euphemisms. He doesn't like those. No. Be careful now. Slow and steady does it. Make him repeat it first.
I know you want to tell me. Have you killed anyone with that gun in the last week or two?
I don't want to tell you anything, you grotesque murderer.
That's not the kill. That's run in circles. Sink your teeth in it for God's sake.
Did you use that gun to shoot and kill Colonel of the security contractor Crenell?
The who now?
He heard you. He just wants to hear you say it again. This is dramatic flair on his part. Right choice. We're in. Do it, sire.
His name was Ellis Courtner. No, he wasn't Ellis Courtner. Or if he was... Oh, she said do it for Cordy? No, I think in the... Like at the tribunal thing, she was calling the other guy Cordy. Corpse and ceramic armor hanging behind the whirling rags. Did you shoot him?
Oh, yes. That one. Ugly piece of work, that boy.
Did you kill him? Fucking tell this cop.
I am a son of a welder and an officer of the commune of Revachol. I do not collaborate with murderers and pederasts of the liberal regime.
A drop of blood in the saliva. Exhaust him with proof. Pile it all on him. Get a confession. The gun. The murder weapon is the perfect opener. The scent of blood in the air. But what else? There was something you can't remember. Something about the tracks. Suddenly, all those tracks are so confusing. Go with something else first.
The 8th shoe? Did he use the gun as a walking stick? He said walking stick. He wouldn't take it with him. We've done the ballistics. Shot came from this island.
I saw you poking around there, looking for evidence. You're damn diligent when it comes to dead fascies. Did you like the view?
He's practically admitting to it. Just one thing remains unclear. The rifle does not seem to have a scope.
What's the scope?
Forget about your stupid fucking scope. I don't know where it is. Find it yourself. It's your problem now.
He lost it. He just doesn't know where it is. Forget it. Push on.
It's the best uninterrupted line of sight into that window in all of Martinez.
Because it's a sniper's nest, you stupid fuck. Radio Gosh is right. You have worms in your brain. You're lost, Dwat. You're lost.
I think I want to do the composure check. One more time. Mr. Joss, the Colonel, we need to talk about you killing him.
Petty bourgeois law. This is all you care about, right? The only thing in the world for you types.
A drop of blood in the saliva. That's right. Pile it all on him now. 3 should do it. Maybe 4.
I've got this, the gun.
Got nothing to say about that boomstick, huh? You choking? That's the stick that did it?
Yes, it's a real gun. Not like your little musketeer pistols. I've seen you prance around with those, jumping hoops for the liberals. You look like imbeciles. Why don't you ask them to give you real weapons? Going against automatic rifles with these toy guns. Of course you got those boys killed.
Damn, he saw you. He's watched it happen. He would have a good view of the tribunal from here. It's not just empty boasting.
We saved a lot of them. Their leader, Titus. We handled that situation.
You didn't handle anything. I watched it happen. You let those murderers rip right into them. Got most of them killed, even the fat one. None of those people mean anything to you. The vultures feed on this city, and you prepare the meal for them.
You're getting diverted. Push the gun. Only the gun matters.
Stop squirming. I have the murder weapon.
You let them all die. Pranced around. Let your little friend be shot too. I didn't get a good look at that. Tell me, did he bleed out?
Let's talk to me about Kim.
I know what it feels like. I lost people because I was weak too.
Shut up. I'm calling it. I have the murder weapon.
Who are you trying to prove this to, huh? Your friend? He's not here. He's dead, isn't he?
He's not dead. He's in the hospital.
The world will rejoice when he dies. One fascia less.
What am I forgetting?
Wait, here it comes. The goddamn Maybells. The dried Maybells on Clausia's roof. There were Maybells in the grass when you got here. They're revolutionary symbols from the war. Nowhere else, nowhere in all of Martinez have you seen them this spring. Wait, don't forget the footprints. The diagonal prints in the dust in the secret space behind Clausia's bedroom. Now, they're gonna come up.
He went to look to see what happened.
You got it. Remember? The boot prints were like no modern soul.
He's been wearing those boots for 40 years. I wonder what brand of boots you're wearing.
Everything is brands with you individualists. Who cares what brand my shoes are? Sansa? Some shit. Fucking imbecile.
The maker is Sensorique. The model is Corbe, and the size is 43.
Okay, got the boot size one.
These are not the unusual horizontal patterned soles you saw in the dust on the floor of the hidden room. They do, however, seem to be about the same size. Sire, he doesn't have to be wearing them right now.
Yeah,
Racking those brains, are you?
trying to rack the brains.
Desperate to report something back to your masters? They must have really loved that dead fuck.
The kid gives you a quick sideways glance and nods to acknowledge. The prints were his. You can see it in those eyes. He can't keep them from flickering, looking for something. The old man stares at his own prints in the ash around the fire. Silence suddenly, some strange process within him. A gush of wind. Seagulls in the distance. You've almost got him. Just the last little push.
There were Maybells behind the victim's window.
Damn Maybells. The whole island is turning white with them. So many this year, too. The spring is coming. No, it's already here. Wash the filth away.
Haven't seen those flowers anywhere else in Mount. It's only here.
They blossom on the islets before. We fertilized them with our blood. Resurrection was snow white in May, before they ruined it.
South, the Bay of Martinez is dotted with little freckles of islets, turning green, with white flowers in white snow.
The coast, too, before they piled their containers on top of it, filled with broken, useless trash for fat-fingered bourgeois children to play with.
Bet you've been sneaking around a lot. Hidden. Know any secret paths? Kuno knows paths.
I may.
Yeah. A young woman named Classy. Ring any bells? These dried flowers were behind her window.
Classy.
That's it.
He knows her, but hadn't heard the name.
Yeah, you know, all right. She had intimate relations with the victim.
With the victim.
There is a small tremble, looks like a smile, a crooked smile, yet isn't quite voluntary. He's about to burst.
You know who he was. A coalition-trained murderer, armored and armed. He wasn't human. The blunt end of a hammer, dripping with blood.
He's a killer, but he's still under the protection of the law.
Beating us to the ground, moaning with joy. You hounds get so thorough when a company-trained killer dies. I haven't seen you on this coast for 40 years. You know, maybe I should have killed one sooner. Got your attention. Now you stop beating druggies and prostitutes in your basement. Now you come to investigate. Not when they die by the hundreds.
This is it. Shot him, shot him. Say shot him, not killed him.
So you shot him. This is it. Shot him, shot him. Say shot him, not killed him. So you killed him. No.
Oh, the inhumanity. One paramilitary less in Revachol.
Hold your breath.
I had them in my sights. Both of them. Him and the whore. I was breathing with them, in phase, and I pulled the trigger and flew on the air until I landed in his mouth. I didn't think I had a shot like that in me anymore. I did. I saw him kneel there with his mouth full of death, and that stupid look on his face. And his dick still in her.
Then what?
Nothing. I went to sleep. Next morning, there were Maybells everywhere.
Hey, Timnos.
The world was white.
Good man.
Or what's left of it, anyway. My last spring here. I knew the fascists would come to avenge their own. And so they did.
Fucking hell.
Kid looks at him for 1, maybe 2 seconds, breathing heavy with excitement. And just nailed you. Super cup of jam rock.
Moronic, gloating psychopath.
He squints.
Now, a motive. You still need a motive. The confession alone isn't enough.
Yeah. Shh.
No, not shush. He could say he was taking the fall for someone. insane, coerced. It's useless in court without a motive. Don't mess this up.
One more thing. Why were you looking at them that night?
I'm always looking.
You always creeping on people through your scope like that?
A rifle scope has the best magnification.
And if you don't like what you see,
Click.
You pull the trigger.
Yes. Think of it as a form of critique.
He will not stop now. These dialectical materialist types never do. Exploit it. You got him going. Connect every little piece now. Wrap this up like a gift.
What specifically did you not like about what you saw the night of the murder?
Them fucking. I didn't like that.
Okay then.
Splat. A bloody spitball lands on the firewood.
Looking at anything else you didn't like?
A tragic comedy. Druggies, prostitutes, and rentiers.
A strange little engine seems to fire up in him again. It straightens his back.
Did he find the villagers in the Rusty Horn Tavern? This is some old guy. We're up on the island. And this is some guy that's been out here for like 40 years.
The familiar put 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 of hatred.
Well, more specifically?
Specifically, the whole city is a charnel house. Stripped clean and draped in neon. But Martinez is the worst.
Come.
Because of the racists. Everyone is a racist in Martinez. It's their favorite thing to do in the whole world. Listening to race-themed radio shows. In the ruins, in their lorries. Pumped full of steroids and Radio Revachol 92. Race this, race that. It's all sanctioned by that Social Democratic Union and the farce of a Social Democrat who runs it.
Mr. Clare.
Yes, the fly larva in his container. He let some nihilistic advertising yuppies erect a statue of Philippe III, a syphilitic murderer, on the town square, to spit on the working class.
Let him finish, don't interrupt.
Not since the serfs of ancient Pericarnassus has history produced a more inert social class than the Martinez proletariat. The rest of Revachol at least pretends to rebuild. These people still live in ruin.
Yeah, let him keep talking himself into the jail cell.
Intense, like animals, like those boom morons on the ice. A pity they didn't drown in that tent of theirs.
Nod.
The worst of them is the blood-drenched Sucrion on her yacht, licking her lips. The old whore's gone now. Her gun-toting porcelain men are dead. So, actually, no. The worst is that old cock parading around in his uniform, throwing balls all day. It's not enough that the racists and liberals are dancing on our graves. The old loyalist ghouls still parade the ruins too. Every morning he's there, while the parasites he fought to protect are off in Ozon, or Quayamoran, or some other island they built their palaces on, feeding on drugs and having sex with their own children. That's all the rich really want, sex with their own children. Throughout history, even the royal bloodline of the suzerain, it's all just an excuse for them to have sordid sex. At least that old cunt, Frisell, is now dead. We did good when we pushed him under that horse car. If only, in the 30s, those disco whores.
The disco whores are too much. Hatred shuts down his brain's language center, leaving only a nonsensical sputter. There was something about a statue and nihilistic advertising agency people might be worth investigating.
A statue on the roundabout and syphilis?
Syphilis is a disease Philip III contracted in a whorehouse. The statue is an abomination. The bacteria entered his brain and made him squander trillions on sparkling wine, cocainum, and monuments of himself. His son, Philip IV, the insane, contracted syphilis in the womb.
That is technically possible, although Philippe III was not actually syphilitic. He was just mad.
And he still went on to govern Revachol for 25 years. We lost 2 million lives toppling that mode of government. And those grotesque statues too. Hundreds of them.
But it's still there.
What a keen remark. Yes, it is, isn't it? It's still there. Do you know why?
Because the king is holy and his statues are indestructible. Or because the king is holy and his statues are indestructible, but mean it ironically. Because cynical advertising yuppies erected a deconstructed version of it.
That's right. Some advertising cockroaches erected a cynical deconstruction of it. We tore it down with honest working-class plastic explosives. And there it is again.
Honest, working-class plastic explosives. You know, ethical demolition, right?
Art is a bourgeois establishment. It's an affront to humanity. Every gallery should be bulldozed, and the artists should all be given 30 years of hard labor in Yekokata.
Wait, the bullet hole in Philippe's heart. The statue had been shot. That was him.
Huh.
It had to be. He's already proven capable of taking a far more complicated shot from
It was
here.
you. You shot the statue. There was a bullet hole in his heart.
I did. A needless, sentimental gesture. I should have spared the bullet for a deformed monster of liberal capitalism. Shameful, really. The fat union man let them put it there. Corrupt as he is. Probably got a fat check for it, too. Shared with the law.
He keeps having opinions about the union's leadership.
By parading around his colourful uniform, you mean Rene.
Every fucking morning. For 34 years. Throwing that ball. One ball against the other. I've always loathed that game. That is not a working class game. I don't care what they say on Radio June. Royalist ghouls played like it was life itself. Click, clack across the water each day. And that uniform, like a parrot plumage. I won't even mention that he's a traitor to his race. A petanque maniac race traitor.
Yes, now that you didn't mention it.
I remember him. I remember him from La Noce. Not him personally, his make and model. There were tens of thousands of them. I thought we took them all out before the liberals came to their rescue. We missed one, that one.
There doesn't seem to be a single person under the pine today. Not even Gaston. Alone.
There's no one there.
Fat and plump, like a pheasant. Just begging to be popped off. Please, Mr. Dross, shoot me.
You'd like to kill him?
Not yet. I like to look at him strut around, place the crosshair on his medals, right on his face, and just fiddle the trigger. Think about it. Let the bomb melt in my mouth.
Sometimes Kuno likes to look at the baggie before he does it. Just look at that fat baggie.
Kuno.
He is a juicy bonbon, that one. A real treat for the black day. The blackest. When I put that gun in my own mouth, I think. No, don't waste it. Put this lead in that cock, Rene. For the boys he killed. And then I look at him throw those balls, and I suddenly feel better. I even hid one bullet, so I'd always have one for him. Haven't seen him around lately, strutting around. Must be down with arthritis. I hope it hurts like hell. I hope he sweats blood.
No, it's telling the truth. Renee's dead. Died of old age a couple of days ago.
No,
Yep.
I waited too long.
Yes, you did.
I waited too long and now he's dead?
If he really wanted to kill him so bad, he would have done. There must have been 1,000 black days on these islands. His health ailing.
You had 1,000 chances to kill him.
And I blew them all. What does it matter now? He's gone. Ancient dust.
You cared about him.
All human beings care about each other. I cared for seeing his head explode. And now, God damn this world.
Sorry.
Fuck you.
You okay?
You think I haven't seen people die? It's all I've seen them do. Fuck and die. All the other plans we had. To love. To colonize the Pale. It's all fucked.
You mentioned the Union is social democratic and Mr. Clare, farce of social democrat.
I don't want to talk about goddamn social democrats. Traitors is all they are. Brain dead.
I'm glad we talked about this now.
Glad we talked about what?
Those words the future teaches you about.
Real music. Real brilliant kult. That's La Révacholière, not your rock and roll misanthropy. Chanson de soldat of the black and whites.
Marching song.
There you
It's a
go.
marching song, yeah.
One of three. In Grad, they sang Brave Children, favorites of history. And in Sinyao, it was some Samaran shit, I guess.
In Sinyao, they sang Boy with a Scythe, Golden Sun.
Yeah.
I fucking know what they sang. I watched those little fuckers die in my arms. Little ones came to help us. Got cut to shreds. You don't fucking tell me what they sang.
Continue.
His nostrils are still flaring with rage. He brings himself back under his own stewardship, slowly.
How does it go? The song.
How did it go? Something about shooting rabbits. I don't know. I can't remember. It doesn't matter. It's gone now.
He waves erratically with his hand, annoyed that he can't remember. A little tremor passes through him. So, if I can shoot rabbits, then I can shoot fascists too. Those are the next lines.
What are you talking about?
He doesn't recognize it.
Huh.
I ain't going.
Well, we get good money for that. Need composure. First off, do we have any composure down? Oh, there's one. And the minus one. Don't mind putting points into composure anyway.
Minions of capital. What do you want?
For a 60-year-old man, he's prone to erratic hand gestures.
Minions of capital.
What strikes you about this gaunt man is not the stomach pain, or the cough, or the malnutrition. It's precisely what you could not see before. For a man who spent 44 years hidden in the urban wild.
He is surprisingly okay.
Indeed, he speaks fluidly. His movements are rapid, if erratic. His voice, despite the cough, is there. It is capable of expressing complicated ideas. Above all, he seems animated.
Animated by what?
It's a mystery. This animation comes at a cost too. Erratic hand gestures, thought processes cut off like threads, as he just stares at the logs or the reeds. He also suffers mood swings, bubbling to the surface, unconstrained by his nervous system. You've seen demented people before. This feels similar, yet different. When his thoughts move, they are lucid, keen even, not senile.
So Dross, you okay? How is your memory?
No, I'm not okay. I shit blood, and I'm surrounded by insane people.
He's okay.
There it is again, erratic hand motions, bouts of rage, and the stomach thing too, of course.
I'm asking about people you don't like.
His lip curls into a snare at the memory.
I don't even care about those whores anymore. Get it? Glad we talked about what?
Yeah. Yosef Lilianovich Dross, you are under arrest for the murder of Ellis Courtney.
Hey, you sure we got all this shit?
The old man looks at his rifle in your hands.
We're
A
done.
little
What? But you said I would be taken to the...
The wind picks up. The silence on the water is broken all around you. Little shivers of waves appear.
Your Wayfarer rights have been suspended. Information provided to the officer on the scene will be used against you by the prosecution. You'll be provided legal counsel within 1 week and must face court in 44 days.
Do you understand?
Thanks, Kuno.
No, I don't want to. I have to stay here.
He looks at the reeds, eyes full of terror.
He's sweating. Beads are forming on his forehead.
We don't need your permission. We do need to talk about that boat, though. How are we gonna take him?
Hearing, perception.
There it is again, to your north, as it has been since you came to the coast. The reeds whisper, stalks rubbing against each other. But then, in the middle of it,
What?
something completely different. It sounds like a bow, very slowly being drawn against the strings of a violin. A very small violin, made of reeds and rushes.
Maybe there is room for 3 on the boat?
Kuno, do you hear that?
What?
What a farce. What are you talking about? Is this really us?
Your skin crawls.
Oh, 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 oh. Dude. It's huge.
A delicate tangle of arms and legs unfolds from the reeds, limb by limb, to then just stand there, moving its scythe-like arms.
No wonder he
in
wasn't able to
ghostly
capture it.
silence.
It's not... He had nests that were like this big, trying to capture this thing. What is that?
What are you talking about?
The giant stick insect.
There's nothing there.
The stick insect is over 3 meters tall. It looks straight at you with its tiny pinprick eyes and its grotesquely small head. You feel your legs shaking under you and your gun hand move to your holster to grab the gun.
There is... I see it.
Tell me what you see, damn it. I can't make out one small thing in the reeds.
Kuno, can you see it?
Yeah, I can fucking see it.
If he can see it too, then you're not totally insane. But that would mean it's really there, spinning slowly, in absolute silence, its limbs long and slender.
Be very careful.
Be very careful.
The creature stands on long stilt-like legs, antennae hanging from its head like a woman's
Oh,
hair,
I should take a photo.
white and curled at the tips. It is no more than 5 steps away from you. Reed-like tufts stick out of its joints. As the insect moves its forearms, it produces a faint hiss, like a reel-to-reel machine spinning after the tape breaks. The hiss is different from the strings you heard before. It says something else in a lower pitch.
Listen carefully.
Ch, 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 s, ch, 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 s. Slowly,
Man, we almost
breath
failed that.
held, you take 2 small steps toward the phasmid. The creature lets out a series of ultrasonic clicks that swarm around your head like swallows. The tracheal system on the creature's abdomen expands in front of you to take in and expel air. It's smelling you. Hissing and clicking, it extends its mandible-like antennae to greet you. You're right below it now, looking up at the colossal chitin of its white limbs. The head of the creature is crowned by reeds, and its eyes are like small droplets of water.
Raise your hand slowly.
The insect stops its stridulation, seeming to observe you. Below its crown of reeds, little pinprick eyes detect motion, glittering. The world stands still around you. Suddenly, there is silence.
Raise the other hand too.
As you do, the invertebrate comes to life, its limbs moving independent of each other, as if each has a mind of its own. They are white, like stalks of porcelain, knitting above you, praying to you.
Huh. Well, okay. That's funny. Don't pray to me, I'm nothing.
The reed creature does not stop its stridulations. It towers above you, parting the reeds it emerged from. Tuft-like structures still rustle on its joints.
Hello, I'm Harry. I don't really know who I am.
No reply. A total ancient silence comes from its mouth, along with what appears to be some kind of foam. The stridulations of its limbs continue all around you.
Stand on your tiptoes and look more closely.
You were right. Little bubbles form on the mouth parts of the creature, on its segmented lower lip. It
Well, this
looks to
doesn't
be
seem
foaming
good.
slowly. The foam is white, then yellowish. The faintest smell like you've never felt before, like burnt roses.
My heels drop into solid ground.
The invertebrate stops, raising its scythe-like arms and tilting its tiny head, formed from the fused plates around its mouth. For a second, the effigy is frozen. Then it nudges back into motion with a click.
I don't know if I want to roll this. I think it's trying to attack me. Oh, hang on, let's
I exist.
I exist too.
Tell me what it's like for you.
I'm ill. If I tell you, what will happen?
Then I will tell you what it's like for me.
For me, it's fire burning.
Fire? Where?
Inside.
I do not have fire inside me. In me, there is not even blood, but lymph, like sap from a wine palm. Now, I will tell you what it's like for me. For me, it is a series of half-lit images, a kind of darkness, being intruded upon, transient, dim, moist.
Intruded upon by what?
Shapes of plants and animals, and internal sensations. A swarm of sounds, tiny vibrations on the inside of my forearms. All speak of complexities totally beyond
Oh
my
man, I just thought of something.
understanding.
This guy doesn't see it, and the only other person that sees it is a 12-year-old speed freak. If Kim was with us, he could have been a good witness.
I am at the end of a narrow funnel, weightless, so light, it only feels like something to be me. In truth, perhaps I'm nothing. I certainly do not have a soul, and if I did, it would never burn.
I'm glad to be me. An incredibly sensitive instrument.
Few of us can begin to imagine the horror of you, with all of creation reflected in your forebrain. It must be like the highest of hells, a kaleidoscope of fire and writhing glass. Eternal damnation. Even when you're sleeping, and when you wake, you carry it around on your neck, with eyes open that cannot help but swallow more behind the mirror. I feel great, mute empathy for you.
Yeah, I was very disoriented at first, but I'm keeping my stuff together.
That must be incredibly hard. The arthropods are in silent and meaningless awe of you. Know that we're watching. When you're tired, when the vision spins out of control, the insects will be looking on, rooting for you. And when you fall, we will come to raise you up. But from you, banner-like, blossom from you and carry you apart in a sky funeral, in honor of your passing. But not me, because I'm just a leaf eater.
Oh, you're a leaf eater? I'm a detective.
So am I. I was born to detect sucrose rewards and semiochemicals. What were you born to detect?
The killer.
He's in a bad state, deteriorating fast now. He thinks I am beneficial to him, but I am not. I only quicken his deterioration.
You're destroying him?
Very slowly, and only because he won't go away. It is meant to keep them from noticing me, to interfere with the picture in your head. But he has looked at me for too long, and I am destroying him.
Okay, so she does something. Yeah, okay. So you can't see him. Is this a dream? What is happening?
No, you're awake. I am real. Light is forming me. This is real.
Where does this come from? All this around us, the world.
Not even the birds know that. Not even the water lily.
We need to know. Perhaps it's sent to us by a god.
I think we should eat it. If it's a leaf, you can put it in your mouth. Or read. Yum yum.
Wait, so
So you look like a reed, and you eat reed. No, too sensitive.
yes, of course, the 3 meters tall stick insect would be offended.
What exactly are you?
I am an unknown species of the order Phantasmodia, endemic to the Insulandian Isoma. For the last 350 years, I have hidden in plain sight, masquerading as the reeds, molding, cloning myself, unfolding at night to play with trash bins and boys.
Wait, did you get the documents out of that buoy?
No, no one believed I exist. Almost no one. Until you came, detective. Dripping off blood that smells like strawberries. Across the calm sea. The first in 1,000 years.
That's not what she just said.
And the 4,000-year-old Ceresolytic civilization buried so deep in the sediment that you do not even know it is there. They too did not see me.
I have stayed hidden through 4 forms of government and 2 scientific revolutions. 3,
Hey, Mathos.
if you count stone tools. Until I was accidentally discovered by a detective of the citizen militia in Revershaw, district of Martinez, March 51.
Is there an ancient Ceresolytic civilization?
Yes, with stone tools and silk, they too missed me. Although I had not developed the mutation needed for parthenogenesis and scoured the Neolithic hinterland as distinct individuals, not clones.
That's insane.
No, you are. The moral of our encounter is, I am a relatively median life form, while it is you who are a total extreme madness. A volatile simian nerve system ominously new to the planet. The Pale too came with you. No one remembers it before you. The Nidarians do not. The radially symmetrics do not. There is an almost unanimous agreement between the birds and the plants that you are going to destroy us all.
Wait, what is the pale?
It is a nervous shadow cast into the world by you, eating away at reality. A great, unnatural territory. Its advent coincides with the arrival of the human mind.
I don't have that kind of power.
You're a violent and irrepressible miracle. The vacuum of cosmos and the stars burning in it are afraid of you. Give me enough time, you will wipe us all out and replace us with nothing. Just by accident.
How?
We suspect it will be something like the oxygen holocaust that wiped out anaerobic life 2.6 billion years ago, when organisms first started breathing. Only much worse.
Instead of air, you exhale thoughts. There are no trees that eat thoughts.
Worse how?
Everything your eyes touch goes back there, behind the nose mirror. What if you blink? Are we still here? Please don't blink. What if he misplaces us all one day? Or just forget?
I will be extra careful not to blink, Stick Insect, don't worry.
Please be. Or one day, one of you will close your eyes and sigh, and open them to see that none of this ever existed.
Kuno, am I having a violent epileptic seizure?
Doesn't look like you're spazzing out. Kuno knows all about seizures.
What does it look like?
You're just staring at the giant insect.
I think I'm having a vision about the final fate of mankind. Nothing, just looking at the stick insect, everything is normal.
Yeah, real normal. There's a giant stick insect there. Back off before it eats you.
I have to say goodbye now. I have no more thoughts. That was all.
No, there is one more.
Of all the creatures I've met, you are the most beautiful.
Thank you. I also have one more thing to say to you before you go. That woman, turn from the ruin. Turn and go forward. For freedom.
What woman?
You cannot lie to me. Behind you, it smells of fires. So awfully far you were prepared to go in her presence. And it.
I can't.
She was hell on earth. It doesn't take a 3-meter stick insect to tell you that.
As you're turning away, the phasmid mirrors your movements, stepping on the water, the long limbs carrying its feather weight without breaking its surface.
Where's the camera?
And just like that, it's gone, skating away across the sea's calm mirror like a skipping stone, leaving nothing but circles on the water. And something under it, in the place it stood, bobbing there, among the reeds, a collection of items.
It's gone. Between those reeds there. Fucking hell, it can...
It's not in the water.
The fuck? Is that ceramic? And more stuff? Like a nest in the reeds? We should peep it. Fucking hell.
What now?
Yeah, Grandpa's not looking so good. We need to check on him.
Man, that was... Oh, there's a buoy there, hang on. Ah, it's the helmet. And there's the rifle scope.
Brother, you've managed to collect all the armor pieces. Too bad it's too late for the big showdown.
Huh. At least my collector's impulse has been satisfied.
Indeed, you found it all. Now your mortal coil is completely protected. Few cops are this futuristic.
At least now I'm truly invincible. Ah, it's Classy's passport.
This passport, issued by the Sovereign Republic of Oranje, is issued to a black-haired woman called Katarzyna Alazie. Clausia's hidden documents from the empty boy. She said the false passport would be for Anouk Maya Smith.
Look at the photo.
It's Clausia, with short black hair and glasses. She looks boyish, younger somehow.
Younger, as if the photo wasn't taken in the future, but in the past when she was younger, somehow. Idiots. Like, of course you look younger in photos. What was this doing in the Phasmid's nest?
Fuck if I know. Maybe it's collecting shit. Like an octopus can get, like, curious.
A curious octopus would do something similar, or even a cuttlefish.
It says Katarzyna Lazi.
Okay, so what? Loop Kuno in on this?
Katarzyna Alazia was supposed to be her real name, where Clausia comes from. Remember? God damn it.
She told me it was the real name. It isn't even this. It's the name she said would be on here.
Cool. Got lied to. Double lied to. I get it. You cops need the Kuno on stuff like this. No one lies to the Kuno.
What's her real name then?
Kuno's gonna say, it's not any of the things you think it is.
Yeah, probably.
Kuno'd have to get deep into this shit. But whatever it is, you got played here, that's for sure.
The girl on the passport looks at you with no answer. She is not Katarzyna Alazia, or Anouk Maya Smith, or Clausia. That much is sure.
That's alright. How many points do we get out of that? Man, 4 more levels. You level up so much. Alright, Grandad.
What is it?
Something is very wrong with him now.
How could you not see the Phasmid? Mr. Dross?
The man does not respond. He keeps staring, black eyes glazed over and bulging from their sockets.
Snap
His
fingers under
gap-toothed
nose.
mouth shaking. A light shiver passes him, followed by nothing. His hands are trembling, and he breathes slowly. The boy waves his hand in front of the old man's face. The trembling mouth appears to sigh. There's no other response.
Yeah, this fried him. We gotta bring him to a doctor. Good news, this solves our boat and Piggy's problem. He's not going anywhere. He's trapped here.
Happened to you, Mr. Dross?
He's old and fried. Kuno's seen this, like, after a massive bender. Kuno's dad.
I think it's the Phasmid.
Yeah, and then there's that shit. Gramps couldn't take it. It was too much.
Quite a few things about that health check you did on him make sense now.
Yeah, he was really animated. I took the Phasmid. It said it destroying him.
Talked, huh? You sure it didn't have a strange effect on you? You looked like hypnotized.
Maybe. Anyway, it's only trying to remain unseen. The degradation is a side effect.
Yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know what degradation means. And I don't know about getting close to it like that and staring at it for 5 minutes. You're one crazy cop.
And before, when I valued state, he seemed strangely animated.
Kuno knows hobos, and Kuno has never seen a hobo sharp like this after so many years of hoboing.
Yeah, maybe his animation is induced by something in the Phasmid.
Yeah, because look at him now. Not so sharp, is he? And it's gone. Left. Perhaps it's like, kept him going. Like the drink and the lightning keep my old man.
He couldn't see it. It was just the reeds for him.
How? Like, it's pretty fucking huge. How?
No response.
Something hormonal in relationship to it?
You mean like horny?
No.
He does not look hormonal anymore. Motionless. His plastic cape flaps in a sudden gust of
He's been here a
wind.
long time. Who knows how much of it's in his company?
Yeah. You see that too? Got a little jumpy there, didn't you? I know that vibe. I'm off me lightning too.
We found something in the Phasmid's nest, Mr. Dross.
He stares into the reeds. Your words don't stir anything in him. Perhaps you should.
Show him the scope.
I lost.
You lost it, Mr.
He
Dross.
turns his eyes to the reeds again. as he's done so many times. Beige and white stripes.
Hey, hey! You took the shot, bang, and got rid of the evidence. Bug brought it back. Sound about right?
Silence. Not even a sigh.
Show him the Oranese passport.
No reaction.
Yeah.
This
He's
is
not
an
going to care
old
about that
man.
stuff.
The plastic cape flaps around his face in a gust of wind. His back is slouched and his mouth open. The blacks of his eyes are receding. His pupils are returning to normal.
Hang tight.
Yeah, old man, hang tight. Let's slowly start shuffling off Death Island, okay? We're about done here.
This is the flak tower. I think so, we're done. I couldn't get the motive out though. Huh, found the phasmid, hey? What would you know? I think we're done here, Kuno.
The dry grass crackles under your feet as you stop. Far away, birds' wings touch the still surface of the sea.
What does that flutter?
The flock of quail departs, now more than 100 meters away, 102, 105.
Underneath the flutter.
On the islet, there is almost no wind under the rain quietly falling on the reeds. Bulrushes swaying on the waterline, long dried leaves chafing against each other, the soft raindrops. Like a silent orchestra tuning at the beginning of some major work. Of great importance to the few who attend.
To the west?
A silent hiss, sea air moving through the needles of a pine tree.
To the east?
The faraway roar of the city, distant like today's dream. Before it, the sound of sand, the low tide filtered through its grains, a bird tending to its feathers. Raindrops fall on water, strangely quiet, forming circles in the distance. A low hum. The air slowly moves through a concrete box, through its ancient slits and cracks, resonating, hollow, a big building. Air flows out of a pillbox window. There is very little there. The air cossacks flowers on a meadow. Absolute silence. Reeds motionless. Bulrushes motionless. A drop of rain falls on a black log of an extinguished campfire. A jitter, A sound impatient to happen, but not yet in this world.
What?
Momentarily, the sounds are swept away. Pain shoots up your right foot and into your groin.
It's really quiet on this island.
Fucking spooky, yeah. Is what it is.